Hello everyone and welcome to today's live shopping event. I'm so excited to have you all here. Please say hello and maybe where you're watching from today. Okay, so we've got that comment section that you can definitely communicate with my team, and this is it. It is deal day at Vitatree. We have exclusive offers available for you today at deep discounts. So you got to be fast. It's only while quantities last, and we will start talking about all of my different formulations. If you've never met me before, welcome on in. I'm Dr. Janine, Bowring naturopathic doctor and formulator for Vitatree. So we're going to be talking about Probiotic. It's all about getting rid of those bad guys in our gut microbiome. We'll go through some pictures that maybe you want to look at, maybe you don't want to look at, but you're going to love that, and learning about why it's so important to have that healthy microbiome, as well as our full body detox at a deep discount as well. And of course, our probiotics. You've got to always put the good guys back in. Let's start with our first item though. This is our Probiotic, and the reason that I formulated the Probiotic was really to clean up that messy microbiome. And there's something called dysbiosis that happens in the gut. It has a lot to do with, yes, gut health. So when you've got the gas, the bloating, but also if you've got, the constipation and maybe the diarrhea, maybe you've got a lot of symptoms related to your gut, but also it could be related to your skin when you've got that dysbiosis. When you have too many of the bad guys that can overwhelm your gut microbiome, this is when we can get into the symptoms. And also, we know that over 80% of our immunity comes from having that healthy gut. When we've got some of these bad guys that I'm about to show you, this is where we run into problems with our overall health. So it's not just about the gut, and that's what I want you to really understand, that the Probiotic is so much more than about, cleaning up your entire system, not just your gut, but definitely if you do have gut health issues, this is where you start. Okay, have you heard about Candida cleanses before? This is a Candida cleanse as well, really effective at getting rid of some of these less favorable organisms in the gut, as well as this one, as you can see, can be a big problem in terms of, yes, digestion, but also absorption of your nutrients. Often some of these less favorable organisms are robbing you of your essential nutrients. This one is known for robbing you of your B12 levels, as an example. These can be found not just in the gut, but in the brain and the liver as well. And there's a lot of study now looking at these guys as it's correlated to some of the big diseases out there, of course, that we all want to prevent. This one as well, the protozoa. And you don't need to travel. So it's often thought, oh, you have to travel and this is where you pick up, in certain parts of the world, this is where you pick up these things. Not necessarily. They are everywhere. And Candida, as I said, is a big one. And some of the symptoms, again, of having that dysbiosis are very common. So let's go over here really quickly. So dysbiosis, again, is that imbalance between your good and your bad flora in your gut. And this can cause a whole host of symptoms. All right, so it could be diarrhea, but it could be constipation sometimes as well when your gut flora is not well balanced, as well as flatulence. So you've got that gas, you've got the bloating, you've got an unpleasant taste in the mouth, can be related to this as well. A lot of belching, pain, so actual abdominal pain. Telltale sign as well when you've got that dysbiosis, you hear a lot of gurgling sounds in your gut, especially right after you've eaten. That's, to me, it's like these bad guys are kind of having a party in there, and that's why it's so important to do that microbiome cleanse. And I'm going to show you the ingredients in my formulation in the Probiotic, as well as abdominal distension, so you're bloated, decrease or even increase of appetite for all the wrong foods. So you crave a lot of sweets, especially with that Candida, but with some of those other bugs as well. Very common. You could have nausea, not always. And here's the thing, you could have some of these bad guys, these less favorable organisms, and have no symptoms whatsoever. You don't even know that they're there, but they're robbing you of your energy. So that lack of energy is a big one in terms of having that messy microbiome. All right, so how do we do this? And let's take a look at the ingredients. All natural ingredients, and one of our absolute best sellers, I have to say, when people realize how important it is to clean up those bad guys in the gut, you really can see dramatic changes and turnarounds in your health. All right, so the ingredients here, it's called Cabo, and it's cloves, artemisia, black walnuts, and oregano. And not oregano oil, oregano, the whole plant, which we know has the efficacy against, the alive and big guys of these, but also their babies and the eggs as well. So that becomes very important in the formulation to be able to eradicate all of what you don't want there. And what makes it Vitatree as a brand. So if you're new here, you're watching for the first time, thank you for tuning in today. What makes all of my formulations so different is that we don't use the fillers, the flow agents. So no magnesium stearate, which is a chemical that's used very commonly in the vitamin and supplement industry. It speeds up production times, but it's never been tested to be safe for long-term human consumption. So that is something that I want you to be aware of. Of course, at Vitatree, we don't use any of those fillers and flow agents. I'll talk about some of the others in this live shopping opportunity today as well. No synthetic ingredients and no fillers or other flow agents. So thanks for tuning in today. I do want to point out just the fabulous offers that we've got going today. So it is our deal day. This is only going to happen once a month. This month is a little bit special because our official launch is actually on next Thursday, October the 9th. This is kind of our sneak preview, but I wanted to give you some of these great deals already today. So next week we will be featuring, again, different items in the show, but our deal day is an item, and in this case we actually have 2 deal day items. Usually it will only be one, but this is available for 24 hours at this price, so significant discount. So for our Vita Detox, we'll be talking about that, our full body detox at $50.98 USD, as well as our Paravide, which is all about cleansing that gut, what we're talking about right now, $61.18, okay? And our probiotics, we will talk about that as well. And the super sale lasts a little bit longer. It's only while quantities last on our big sale items for the show, just for our live shopping, never seen before items before, which is so important. And we will be talking about my book as well. That's going to be coming up, but just, take a look on the website, say hello as well, and definitely you can see all of the big deal day items here. Okay, let's take a look at some of the reviews on the Paravide. I'm on my second bottle of Paravide and notice a huge clear up of ongoing sinus problems, which can be related to that dysbiosis as well, including infections. For the past 3 years, my headaches are gone. Congestion has cleared up. Okay, this is huge. Sleep is much better. Remember, from taking that Paravide and getting rid of those bad guys. As well as I plan on taking 2 more bottles and continue to follow Dr. Janine's suggested protocol while taking these herbs. And that's from Muriel Pupar. Thank you so much for your testimonial. And another one from Reina. Thank you so much. Vitatree for the win. I'm feeling so much better and energized. Again, and that was with the Paravide. You can learn more online at Vitatree.com, so check it out, but be quick because these deals are going away for deal day. They will be gone by tomorrow in terms of pricing. All right, so thank you for tuning in today. All right, let's go on to our next item for today's show, and this is the full body detox. This is our Vita Detox, and this is my formulation for really getting at all of those toxins. And when we look at, different toxins that can be in the system, and different detoxes that are available out there, we can see that, a liver cleanse, maybe you've done a liver cleanse, maybe you've done a colon cleanse, maybe you've done a lung detox or a lymphatic type of cleanse. Well, all of these cleanses, as you can imagine, if you're doing them individually, could add up and be very expensive, but are they really doing a good job at actually detoxing all of your organs at once? Probably not. And that's why when I went into formulation of the Vita Detox, I was really thinking, okay, what would I be able to give to my patients that would really help to clear out all those toxins? So whether it is the symptoms that usually are associated with that toxicity, it could be the headaches, it could be the skin rashes, it could be the eczema, it could be the psoriasis, it could be, lack of energy, a big one when you've got that unhealthy microbiome and you've got those toxins associated with it. This is something that's so interesting. So when we look at, the chronic headaches as a symptom of toxicity, my first couple books, I actually wrote a lot about detoxification. And if you have read those books, of course, this is my third book that we have in this show, but my other books, and I do have a section on detoxification in my latest book, which we'll get to in just a second. But this is so important, seeing these correlations. So whether it's the headaches, the migraines, it could be fatigue, irritability, memory loss, as well as that's related to that toxicity. Bloating, so the digestive complaints, bloating, stomach pain, diarrhea, constipation, the gas, of course, fatty stools, so when your poops, and I'll talk about, actually, let me talk about poop right now. All right, so if you've seen me and how I got famous, Apparently I'm famous in the UK. If anybody's from the UK, please say hello. Because of the Daily Mail posting about the first one they started to post about was of course about the poop and talking about the poops. But yeah, if you've got lighter colored poops that are floating, that could be an indication again of that toxicity, and all the more reason that you're going to want to try to do that, Vita Detox with the full body detox. All right, so weight gain is a big one. So Mr. Fat, so if you have difficulty losing that weight, we know that our body actually holds on to excess fat and water to protect us from the toxins. And a lot of toxins that we're exposed to in the environment, they're fat soluble, so they sit in our fat, and our body holds on to that excess fat just to protect our organs from those fat soluble toxins. So imagine when you start doing the Vita Detox, if you need to lose a little bit of weight, especially that stubborn weight that you can't get off, you start doing the Vita Detox, and lo and behold, some of that weight just, it's like magic. You didn't even know, you weren't necessarily trying to get rid of that extra weight, and it just starts to come off because you're doing the Vita Detox, which is amazing. As well as sore joints and muscles with toxicity, blocked arteries, fatty liver, and skin changes. So it's the eczema, the psoriasis, the acne, the rosacea, as well as that can be related to that toxicity from within. So we want to do our best to do that full body detox. Super easy to take. So with our Paravide, it was 2 capsules twice a day. And I'll get back to dosing because we will circle back to the Paravide. With the Vita Detox, same dosage, 2 capsules twice a day. And we usually like to start with the Paravide for your first bottle of your Paravide. Then you're coming and transitioning off of the Paravide. So you're going to take a 2-week break off of your first bottle of Paravide. Then you're coming to your Vita Detox. That's when you start the full body detox. Now, it's one thing to kill, get rid of those bad guys in the gut. It's another thing to actually support your organs as they're going through that detox process. And this is important because this is often why people, if you've tried a detox or cleanse before, you didn't feel so great. Well, that could have been because of, those bad organisms. They actually give off of toxins as well. So like this one, the Candida can give off, and it's been found over 60 different toxins as you are getting rid of this and doing your cleansing. And that's why other cleanses make you feel not so great. You don't have to worry about that with the Vita Detox. The other great thing is with my formulation, you do not have to change your diet. You don't have to do anything drastic. Just take the capsules and it's going to work beautifully for you. Now, if you do want to make some adjustments, we usually suggest watching the sugar intake. Of course, alcohol, not the best thing when you're trying to detox, but yeah, if you still want to have a drink here and there, it's not going to slow you down from the great results of doing your Vita Detox. All right, again, just a reminder, we have great opportunities for our deal day only, and that is today for 24 hours. We've got a cycle of 24 hours. So the Vita Detox is our great value of the day, along with our Paravide, and this is our deal day pricing, one time $50.98, and this is a 2-bottle offer. And our subscription price is $45.88. That's kind of like a one-time 1-bottle offer on other days. All right, so this is incredible, and definitely we have interest-free payments available as well. We can split your payments, so you can see that on checkout, and that will make it really easy for you as well if you kind of want to divide up your payments to make it a little bit easier for you. So definitely go to the website Vitatree.com and learn more there, but this is so exciting, and this is our live shopping event, and it's a long time coming. If you've seen me on television, I've been on television for over 16 years now, talking about all my formulations in Canada, and love the fact that now I can go worldwide and talk live and do some live shopping with everybody who's here today, which is amazing. Okay, I did want to show you a little bit about the ingredients in the full body detox and our Vita Detox. Remember, it's very gentle on your system, but very targeted for your different organ systems and different from other detoxes, which I'm going to show you a demo in just a second. All right, so dandelion root, this is for your liver health. Burdock for the blood and your lungs, also can help with your lymphatic system. Chlorella, which is a blue-green algae, helps to trap heavy metal toxins, so things like aluminum and mercury. which we know that unfortunately we're all exposed to no matter where you live. Milk thistle, great for your liver health. Horsetail for your kidneys, and parsley. These two together, they work a little bit like a water pill, like a diuretic, which is amazing. So if you hold on to excess water, again, because you're being protected from those toxins that you're holding on to, you can flush out a little bit of that water weight. Cascara gently gets things moving in the digestive tract, and bearberry for the kidneys as well. Okay, so how is the Vita Detox different? Again, very different from other things or detoxes that you may have tried. And if you have any of these exposure in your home, so if you use this or this or this in your dishwasher, you use aluminum foil, heavy metals. This is also, you know, in your laundry products. If you drink from cans even once in a while, you're going to have that exposure to some of these toxins. Now, what other detoxes do is they are stirring up those toxins and maybe pushing those toxins from one toxic organ to another. And we can see that's often why people don't feel well. If you've tried other detoxes and cleanses, maybe you got the runs, you're like running to the bathroom, or you got a terrible headache from doing the wrong type of detox, because really essentially you're pushing those toxins from one toxic place to another. Now, what makes the Vita Detox really different is because it is a full body detox, but also is working on your blood and your lymphatic system as well at the same time. It's kind of working like a sieve, like a filter, and filtering out all of those toxins. And this is where some of that weight loss happens. This is the clarity. This is, you know, the headaches are going away. Your skin is clearing up because you have that full body detox. All right, so 2 capsules twice a day. It is our deal day item, along with the Paravide. They do go together in the protocol. You don't need to remember anything. Once you get your orders home, your dosage instruction sheets will come to you, and it's going to lay out exactly how to do the protocol. But phenomenal pricing today and a great opportunity for everyone. And I want to thank everybody who's tuning in today. I'm just going to take a sip, and we are going to move on to our next item, which of course is our probiotics. All right, so probiotics, as we know, are the good guys. And again, a fantastic offer just for the next few days. And this is a little bit different. This is our super sale. And our 2-bottle offer now is at $72.94 US and at a subscription price. So this will be shipped to you exactly when you need it at $65.65. So that's a huge opportunity. Again, you do have interest-free payments that you can split up your payments to make it a little bit easier for you if that is your choice. But what a great opportunity. And probiotics, as we know, are good guys. They're the friendly flora that we naturally need to have in our digestive tract. And it's all about having that healthy microbiome that makes all the difference in terms of our digestive health, but also has a big part in our immunity. Remember, over 80% of our immunity comes from having that healthy gut. Now, what makes the Vitatree probiotic so different is that I formulated it to be designed for your human digestive tract. And what does that mean? Well, that means that, you know, it's not soil organisms. It is 2 very specific strains of probiotics, pro meaning healthy, biotics meaning live microflora. So healthy bacteria that we need to have in the gut. You've probably heard of probiotics from yogurt and, you know, different dairy products and things. But these are designed, the Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium bifidum, these 2 strains of our probiotics specifically designed for your human gut, for both the small and large intestine. And what makes this so important, let's come on over here for a second and I'll show you a healthy versus a not so healthy gut, all right? So with a healthy gut, we've got enough of our good guys, our probiotics, our healthy, friendly flora. And this is what makes up our immunity. This helps with our microbiome on our skin. So if you have chronic skin issues, this is what helps, you know, if you're prone to yeast infections and some of those bad organisms that we talked about earlier with the Paravide and Candida issues, urinary tract infections. We want to maintain that healthy gut flora. This is going to ensure proper digestion, bowel movements, and having those healthy poops as well. Hey, if you've got, you know, a lot of constipation, so your poops are looking a little bit like this, what I call the meatball poop or the rabbit pellet poop. If you're not having, you know, healthy good bowel movements every day, and this would be a healthy, and on the Bristol stool chart, a healthy bowel movement is the S-shaped dark sinker. If you're not having those healthy bowel movements, that's an indication that maybe your microbiome balance is a little bit off. We've got to put enough of those good guys back in, and that's why the strains in the Vitatree probiotics that I designed are specific for that healthy gut flora. Now, when we've got not enough of the good guys, this is what can happen. This is our dysbiosis that we saw earlier, and that's why the Paravide, you start the protocol with our first deal of the day, and that is going to help to get rid of these bad guys. So whether it's the intestinal worms, the bad guys, and their babies, the candida as well, that's something that, as a representation here, we don't want to have this. This is the gas, the bloating, the IBS types of symptoms. This is the inflammation in the gut. This is the acne, the psoriasis, the headaches, the low energy, the fatigue, the not being able to sleep, itchy bum. Did I say it? I did say it. Oh my God. My crew is like, she said it. She said that on live. Oh my goodness. It's okay. I've been on TV. I know what I can say, what I can't say. I've been on TV for 16 years. So this is important that we are addressing this and making sure that we've got enough of the good guys. And how do we do that? Well, we've got to put the good guys back in. We start with our Paravide. We're getting rid of these bad guys, but at the same time, we're inundating our system, putting enough of the good guys in our probiotics so that we have a healthy gut. And this represents our gut. Our gut can be up to 15 feet long. So imagine, this is all our gut, our gut, our gut. We have to put so much of the good guys back in, and it all sits in this small little cavity in our body, right? And what happens when we've got gas and things happening is that this expands, and this is where we can run into a lot of those digestive symptoms related back to that dysbiosis. And there's different stages of dysbiosis, which I don't know if I can show you this really quickly on the screen, but this is important. And just remembering that today's super sale is here, the Vitatree probiotics. This is, of course, my formulation that has without the fillers, without the flow agents, a big difference as well, which I'll come back to. Here we go. Here's the stages of dysbiosis. So when you're lacking in probiotics, look what's happening here. And this is why we need the Paravide, which we started today's hour off with at a great deal day offer today. Never seen before pricing. So that's something that I definitely want you to start with this, the Paravide. This is when these bad guys start to take hold, but look how it started. Okay, so normal, imagine this is our probiotics, our Lactobacillus acidophilus and our Bifidobacterium bifidum. So those two strains that you're getting in the Vitatree probiotics, this is healthy. Now what happens at stage 1 is we see a relative decrease. See how there's less probiotics here? That's stage 1 of dysbiosis and this imbalance that's setting in. Now at stage 2, now that you don't have enough of those good guys, your probiotics, it's easier for those bad guys, the candida, the bad organisms to take hold. And then what do? They start to replicate, they start to have a party. And here, stage 4, they are like having this crazy party, replicating, they're taking over, and that's stage 4 in some disease processes as well. There are definitely correlations being made now with what's going on with that dysbiosis and what's happening as to how healthy or maybe unhealthy you are. But again, what makes the Vitatree product so different, we do not use the fillers, the flow agents, we do not use magnesium stearate, so please check all of your vitamin labels at home. Look for non-medicinal ingredients and look for things like this, magnesium stearate. It is not magnesium. It is a flow agent. It's a chemical that really I should have gloves on just to handle it. And they use it to speed up production times. But it's never been tested to be safe for long-term human consumption, yet it's in most of the supplements out there. So please be aware of this. Do your own research. I have other videos on that, so you can check that out. Another big one is the filler, microcrystalline cellulose. It's usually made from wood chips. And yeah, it's a type of fiber that if you are reactive to different types of fiber, this could make you feel unwell. And again, it's in probably most of the supplements out there. So just be aware of that. Again, the Vitatree probiotics, the right strains, it is acid stable, so it's actually been tested, and all of our supplements are tested and third-party tested, so that's really important as well in terms of testing and purity, but it bypasses your stomach acid, so it actually gets to the small and large intestine where it needs to go. I know for a fact that most probiotics are not tested to be acid stable, plus it has the prebiotics in there as well. It has the fructooligosaccharides, that's why it's sweet, and it's great for kids year 1 and up, so babies age 1 and above, great for immunity, great for their skin. You're going to open up in the little ones. You're going to open it up into their mouth and just let them swallow it down. It is incredible. You will love it. And again, a very special offer today on subscription, $65 US, and that is your 2-bottle offer. It is incredible. Again, never seen before pricing. We do have the interest-free payments available as well, so you can check that out on checkout when you are on the website. So yeah, and take advantage of our deal day pricing. Again, this only happens, it's brand new for Vitatree, and today is the first sort of sneak peek as to what's happening on October the 9th, so next Thursday, and typically it's going to be the first Thursday of each month if it's not a holiday type of timing. That will be your deal day, okay? So you're going to mark that on your calendar, the first Thursday of each month. You're going to check in at Vitatree, go to the website, and check out what the values are when never before seen pricing and deep discounts just for the 24 hours on our deal day items. So for today, our deal day items for the next 24 hours is the Paravit and the Vita Detox, all right? And that is our microbiome cleansing. Remember, if you're just tuning in right now, it's all about getting rid of the bad guys. That's why we start with the Paravit, 2 capsules twice a day, and the 2-bottle offer on our full body detox with the Vita Detox, and of course the probiotics is our super sale, which lasts usually a few days longer than the 24 hours, or while supplies last, as long as we have quantity to curate for the show. That's what we will have available for you, but there will be sellouts, I know, absolutely. So that is at a superior price as well, the super sale price at $72.94 US. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in today. It was so great to have you come and share some time with me and maybe learn a little bit about the supplements. As you may know, I mean, here in Canada, a lot of people have seen me. I've been on television talking about the supplements for over 16 years, which is amazing. And just knowing that you can also, order online, but please call in to order as well. So if you do have questions or you want to talk to our customer care, make sure that you know that you can call in to place your orders as well, because we have our toll-free numbers. And, it's 1-844-GET-WELL is an easy way to remember it. We'll make sure we put it on the slide next time when we're here live next Thursday, which will be amazing. All right, so let's continue now. I hope you're enjoying today's live. I try to keep it fun and interactive and very educational, just like my social media if you follow me. And if you don't yet follow me on social media, make sure you check out Dr. Janine and check out all of my channels and make sure you're following. And then you'll get all of our updates as to when we're going live and things as well, and behind the scenes and all the fun stuff that we do here. And of course, I have the Dr. Janine show as well. All right, so my book, my latest book, this is my 3rd book, a national bestseller, and it happened very quickly that I became a national bestseller. It just launched, like a month and a half or 2 months ago, and I'm so proud of it. So this is all about healing from within, reconnecting with Mother Nature. So the subtitle is Rediscovering Mother Nature's Prescription, and it's all about our environment and our light and how the sunlight heals us, sound, circadian biology, circadian rhythm, sleep, grounding, all of the things, if you do follow me on social media, electromagnetic fields, all the things that I talk about in social media, and I educate you about leptin and water and diet and cold exposure and heat exposure, all those things that I talk about and educate you about. It's in fuller and better detail within the book, but with really actionable tips that you can just say, hey, I just want to work on this. You go to that chapter and you can, do all the tips for whatever that is, for grounding, for instance, and learn why it's important and all of the scientific studies and backing behind it. It's all in the book. So if you don't yet have your copy, please pick it up. And, if you want to get your 2nd, 3rd copy, you know how great it is now because you have been reading it. You want to give it to your friends, great for gift giving time. I'm not sure. So we've sold through our copies so quickly that we're hoping to get some more printed copies before gift giving in, a month or so season. So we're not sure if that's going to happen. So please, as we do have a few copies left, please make sure that you get yours if you know that you want it. And even if you don't know yet, I know that you're going to love the book. You will definitely learn a lot from it. All right, so let's continue. And we are on to magnesium. So magnesium in the form of magnesium bisglycinate. And I need some water. And I'm going to show you how we actually open this up into some water. Because the magnesium, of course, there's all different types of magnesium out there, but this is magnesium bisglycinate. So bound to glycine, which works like a neurotransmitter, something that's really effective, especially with our modern farming and the fact that, there's certain herbicides that are used that really decrease the proper amount of glycine in our foods. And this is what becomes important in terms of helping with our glutathione levels. If you've ever heard of that, our master antioxidant, we have to ensure that we have enough glycine. And, the great thing about the Vitatree Magnesium, when we look at some of the deficiency symptoms of being low in magnesium, this is something that could be, something that you're not aware of is related to the fact that you've got low magnesium. So we know that it helps with muscle relaxation because some of the symptoms, for instance, the menstrual cramps, can be related to spasm happening, and that's related to a magnesium deficiency. I believe we simply do not get enough magnesium in even a healthy diet these days, depending on where you live in the world. Of course, if you grow your own food and you till your own soil, then maybe you get a little bit more magnesium. If you're eating a ton of seafood all the time and oysters every day, maybe you're getting enough magnesium. But for a lot of us, I think we're very deficient, and this is why we have the symptoms. So it could be the eye twitches as well. So you get that little annoying twitch in your eyes. That can be related to that magnesium deficiency. Headache, low mood as well, asthma. As I said, the menstrual cramps, low bone density. So we know that this is important with our calcium, with our vitamin D to maintain our proper bone density. Muscle aches and cramps and weakness, as that's related to having that low magnesium. If you crave a lot of chocolate, yes, this is for the ladies and for the guys. If you are a chocoholic, you love your chocolate, you have to have it. Often that's a magnesium deficiency, and your body's actually looking for, getting enough of that magnesium. Slow metabolism. So we need magnesium, and I actually prefer that you take your magnesium in the morning. So that's how you remember it, magnesium in the morning, and your calcium is closer to bedtime. And the reason for this is that, one of the big reasons is that your magnesium helps with your metabolism of your carbs and your fats and your proteins to help with that proper body composition. You want to maximize that and help even with your stress levels. When does that usually happen? It's during the day. I would even add, anxiety on the list, along with, the low moods and maybe depression because of that magnesium deficiency. We want to definitely give this in the morning, and you're taking this in the morning to help with these symptoms throughout the day. Irregular heartbeat as well. So magnesium does help with the proper beating of the heart. We actually have a number of testimonials from customers who have taken my magnesium now. And remember, because it has that rapid absorption, which I'm going to show you next, they had an irregular heartbeat, and that was actually fixed completely by taking the Vitatree Magnesium because of the fact that, they were magnesium deficient, had this thing happening with their heart, and sure enough, when they started taking it, it helped that heartbeat to beat more regularly again. All right, so we're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna show you the Vitatree Magnesium. So very different. It is a magnesium bisglycinate, remember, without the fillers and flow agents. And if you are an acid reflux sufferer, I actually want you to do this. So what I'm doing is I'm opening this up. It is tasteless, and I'm gonna open that up into some water. And you can see that it completely disappears as I do that. And that just shows you that there's no fillers, there's no microcrystalline cellulose, there's no magnesium stearate. It is just pure magnesium bisglycinate that completely dissolves. I don't even need to stir that. That's the Vitatree difference. This is how you know that your body's going to utilize that magnesium so efficiently and effectively because of that rapid absorption. That's true to all of, the Vitatree products. Super important that you know that. And that's the Vitatree difference. I mean, when people take my formulations, take Vitatree. Maybe you've taken a lot of other supplements before, even the professional brands that have been prescribed to you, and you didn't necessarily feel any better. You didn't feel, some of the symptomatology was going away because of the fact that, maybe it wasn't absorbed well, or maybe you even felt worse when you've taken other vitamins because of some of the fillers and the flow agents in there, and you just didn't know. And this is why I like to educate people, because you have to make yourself more aware. And you can imagine I'm, seeing my patients, and imagine you come into me and, you see me in my practice and I prescribe you something. This is back in the day before we had my own formulations. And, you would come back and I would ask, okay, how are you feeling? Well, I don't really feel much different. Well, this is what was happening. And then I really did the nitty-gritty research and I looked at what was happening in the vitamin industry, and I was shocked to find out that most of the vitamins and minerals that were out there had all these fillers and flow agents and the things that, you know, simply we do not use at Vitatree. None of my formulations you're going to find any of these compromising ingredients. Silicon dioxide is another big one. Titanium dioxide, it's found in most vitamins and supplements that are available in different parts of the world, even in North America, and it's now been banned in Europe. And so we have to ask ourselves these questions. I know everybody's watching from all different parts of the world, but I really want you to check your vitamin bottles, and where it says non-medicinal ingredients, really look for these things. It really shouldn't say much happening there in terms of non-medicinals. It should only be natural ingredients, and this is the big Vitatree difference. That's why you feel so much better when you choose Vitatree. So remembering, if you're just tuning in right now, thank you for tuning in. We have such great opportunities today with our live shopping event, and it doesn't happen often. Today is sort of the introductory live shopping with me, which I love. Let's take a look at some reviews that we have on the Vitatree Magnesium. It is very different, remember. And here we have from Erica, said, sometimes you don't know what the body needs till it's got it. Well, isn't that true with magnesium? Love these magnesium supplements. My hair has grown, my mood has improved, as well as my sleep. Oh my goodness, cannot say enough about this clean, filler-free magnesium. Don't want to be without it. Thank you. So thank you so much, Erica. That's such great news, and thank you for sharing all of your testimonials. You can check these out on the Vitatree website as well. And this is from Purple Yam. I love that. Thank you, Dr. Bowring, for educating us about this magnesium. It's a clean ingredient without any other agents, and that makes us feel safe. Oh, I love that. Love this magnesium. I feel great and help my daily life full of energy. Well, thank you so much. And that was Purple Yam. Thank you for your great reviews, testimonials. It's so great to hear all the good news, of course. And I love to hear your stories when we talk about, how you're feeling about all of the Vitatree products, which is amazing. All right, so if you're just tuning in, I just want to draw attention before we get to our calcium, which is coming next. I want to draw your attention to our big deals of the day. Of course, our Paravide is how we launched today's live shopping, how we launched the hour. The Paravide and the Vita Detox, they go together in our cleansing program, which is amazing. And here we go. This is our deal day. So huge value happening here on our Paravide. This is, remember, getting rid of those bad guys in the gut. All right. So that is our Cabo formulation, if you've heard me talk about that. In our Paravide, 2 capsules twice a day. You're going to do 1 bottle, take a 2-week break, and then go to your second bottle. When you start that, after your first bottle of your Paravide, that's when you're starting your Vita Detox. All right, 2 capsules twice a day. It is a 2-bottle deal at $50.98. I mean, this is crazy pricing. And of course, to make sure that we're putting those good guys back in, our super sale item for this week is the Probiotics. All right, and this is designed for your human digestive tract. These are the massive deals for today, and everything else that I'm talking about right now are also things that you can find certainly on our website. If you've got questions, please do call our customer care team and our Vitatree reps, and they will be able to answer your questions. If you've got questions, you can order with them as well, and they'll help you out. All right, if you are wanting more information, which is amazing, and they're really great. The Vitatree team is amazing at answering lots of different types of questions. So if you're curious about anything, maybe you're taking medication, you're not sure, what you can take or how you can take or spread things out in terms of your dosing of your Vitatree products, please give our Vitatree team a call. All right, the toll-free number is 1-844-GET-WELL. Right? I got it. All right, 1-844-GET-WELL. All right, and please, I want you all to get well. That's why we're here, right? And that's why we're talking all things health. All right, let's go on to our next item, which is our calcium. This is a very different type of calcium. It is a whole food fossilized coral calcium, so very different from other traditional calcium supplements out there. It has high absorption, and this is going to be really important in terms of bone density. As we know that calcium is important for over 400 different chemical reactions in our body, and optimizing our teeth as well, so for dental health. So strengthens our bones and our teeth, helps with absorption because it is that whole food-based formula from above sea level fossilized coral calcium. So we're not robbing the oceans of live coral, it's already fossilized. So that's important, and it's very gentle on your stomach. So unlike other types of calcium or mineral supplements that are out there, isn't constipating, doesn't cause any stomach aches or gas or bloating because it is so well absorbed. Now, the interesting thing with coral calcium is that naturally occurring in that coral is over 60 different other trace minerals. So things like boron, rubidium, which are really important to help with that bone matrix, to help with that proper absorption of that calcium, which is remarkable. And we know that having strong bones is important for teeth as well. So this is for the adolescents, for the kids. We do have 2 different delivery formats for this. We have our powder, which was our original powder, which I'll get to in a second, but also the capsules have a little bit of kale within the capsules. And these are, there you see, there we see that capsule, really easy to take. So your standard dosage on this is 2 capsules, and I prefer calcium closer to bedtime because it's remarkable what it does for a good night's sleep. And I like that with your vitamin K2 and of course your magnesium. So remember magnesium in the morning with your vitamin D3 if you are taking a vitamin D3. We don't take magnesium and calcium together. And this is where I got a lot of questions always on my social media. Okay, why is it not together, Mag-Cal or Cal-Mag? This is different, and we do things differently at Vitatree because the magnesium and calcium actually compete for absorption. And it's one thing to make sure you're getting enough magnesium, and that's why I like to start the day with magnesium. Something I didn't mention with the magnesium segment when we were talking about that is electromagnetic fields. And we're exposed to EMF. So I'm talking about the man-made ones, not the natural ones from the earth and from the sun and the magnetism of the earth. I'm talking about man-made EMFs, which we're all exposed to right now. I mean, we're all looking at something digital, right? And we've got stuff plugged in around us. We've got artificial lights on. So this is important because magnesium helps to protect us from those EMFs. It protects from too much calcium flooding into our cells all at once, and that's good. That's why we like to take our magnesium in the morning, calcium closer to bedtime, and calcium is going to help with that sleep. Really important for hot flashes for ladies in terms of bone density issues as well around perimenopause and menopause. So important with our calcium. Now, the other thing with calcium, do we have the calcium deficiency symptoms? I'm not sure if we can pull that up, but if we do, oh, we do. Okay, so what are some of the symptoms associated with low calcium? Okay, so confusion, memory loss, even depression, low mood, hallucination, as that is related to that low calcium, brittle nails, eczema. So even, skin conditions because of a calcium deficiency, muscle aches and cramps, spasms as well. Remember, it works hand in hand with our magnesium, but not, we don't want to take them at the same time. Hair loss. Huge, all right, with calcium deficiency. There's other nutrient deficiencies that can be related to hair loss. Sometimes we do shows that are just focused on hair loss. So that's something that is interesting. There are very particular ones like zinc and iron and thyroid issues that can be related to hair loss, but calcium could be one, especially if you know that you're not getting enough calcium that's properly absorbed in your diet. And insomnia. So like I said, taking this closer to bedtime, it does wonders for a good night's sleep. You'll actually may find that you're dreaming even more vividly, and you get into that, deep REM sleep, which is something that I personally notice with the calcium, and I'm not the only one. A lot of our customers have actually reported the same thing. Being overweight as well, so this is important. They did a study in postmenopausal women, and they found that those that were calcium deficient went into more lipogenesis. Lipo meaning fat, genesis, making of more. So making more body fat just because of having a calcium deficiency. And we know that that's so common around perimenopause and menopause when the hormones are definitely changing, that could be correlated to, some of that extra weight gain as well. Is that calcium deficiency. And weak bones and sore joints as well can be related to that low calcium. So that's something I want you to check out on the website is the Vitatree calcium. You're going to love that. And yeah, it's so fantastic to have you all here today. Thanks for tuning in to our deal day. I will circle back to some of our great items in the show that we launched with the Paravide and the detox part of our detox protocol, as you can see here. All right, and you can see the amazing offers happening, which is incredible. If you do have questions, definitely check out all the items as we still have some quantity left. Check them out on our website on Vitatree.com, but also talk to our reps, and you can call 1-844-GET-WELL and talk to our representatives, and yeah, let them answer your questions as well, or you can actually place your orders with our reps as well online. Okay, we are moving on. Next, we have our vitamin B12 that we are featuring, and I love this product. I mean, it is amazing. It's something that I take every morning. Really important for your nervous system, really important for your energy levels. One of the telltale symptoms of low B12 is that your energy is low, you're fatigued, all right? And this is actually our B complex in the line, so the B12 is actually a B complex as well, and has those accessory B vitamins because of the chlorella within the formulation. The chlorella is a blue-green algae, and it has, you know, our other B vitamins, which is so important to help with that B12 as well. And vitamin B12 is important for, of course, the myelin coating on our nerves. So our neurons have this waxy coating, and it's called myelin, and it's reliant on having enough vitamin B12. Now, when you are B12 deficient, that can start to wear down, and now that proper communication between your neurons can be suppressed if it's not working optimally. A lot of people may have symptoms of this. It could be numbness, it could be tingling, it could be, you know, neuralgias, neuropathies, it could be sciatica, it could be different, you know, nerve-related issues. Anxiety, ever heard of frayed nerves? Well, yeah, that anxiety can be related to the fact, and you don't handle stress well, can be related to your B12 deficiency. So this is one of the things that, you know, taking just that one capsule, this one's so simple. It's a tiny little capsule, and all of our capsules you're able to open them. So if you're not one who likes to swallow capsules, you can definitely open them up because they are the caps that kind of open up, and then the contents you can put into any drink or water or whatever, but super, super high absorption because of that delivery system. And because it is not, here's a big thing with B12 in the marketplace, most of them are called cyanocobalamin, all right, cyanocobalamin, and that is cyanide, all right, containing cobalamin as a delivery system for your B12. It's very inexpensive, and what happens when your body has to break down that type of B12, which again is in like most of the supplements that are out there in terms of your B12, it releases small amounts of cyanide into your body as it's breaking down the cyanocobalamin. So of course, I don't use that in my formula. I use the adenosylcobalamin. Now, adenosylcobalamin is very different. It has a different type of absorption, goes right into the mitochondria, helps with that energy production. And I believe that's one of the reasons why it just works so well and so quickly to give you that pop of energy in a natural way. And that's why I like you to take your one capsule, which is your standard dosage, that one capsule in the morning. That's so, so important. And being able to optimize your B12 levels is so important for your overall health. And like I said, for keeping your nerves healthy, for any symptoms related to that low B12, which could be getting canker sores in your mouth, can be related to B12 deficiency, fatigue, the neuralgias, neuropathies, the numbness, the tingling. Slow metabolism as well can be related to low B12. We know that B12 also helps with our metabolism of our carbs, our fats, and our proteins, and this becomes very important. Let's look at some of the other symptoms of a B12 deficiency. We'll come over here for a second. And here we can see, so it could be inflamed mucous membranes, burning in the tongue sensation, red and inflamed tongue, and canker sores as well related to a B12 deficiency, as well as pale skin. So you could look, you know, like you have a blood loss, or you don't have that proper oxygenation through the blood, indigestion issues with low B12, muscle weakness, muscle tremors, and cramps. So if you get sort of tingly feelings in your hands, hands, and like you feel like there's a bit of a tremor, that can be related to a B12 deficiency. The good news about the Vitatree B12 is that it works so well and has such rapid absorption that these symptoms can really, get better so much more quickly. Fatigue, mood swings, depression as well. Anemia, immunodeficiency, so helping to stimulate your immunity in a good way. And like I said, the neuralgias, the tingling in the hands and feet, unsteady gait as well. So, difficulty keeping your balance can be related to a B12 deficiency, and even paralysis when this gets out of hand. So this is important that you are taking your B12, you're getting enough every single day. And did you know that vitamin B12 is reliant on getting enough sun exposure? So a lot of people don't realize this. Vegetarians can be at risk for B12 deficiency if you have estrogen dominance, ladies, B12 deficiency, if you're celiac, if you drink alcohol, if you eat too much sugar, you can run that risk of a B12 deficiency. And this is so common, yet you just didn't know that that was related to having that low B12. And a lot of your symptoms that you may have seen on that chart could be related to that low B12. So again, just one capsule in the morning. Check it out on the website on Vitatree.com, and you will definitely learn more there as well. And again, remembering that there's no cyanocobalamin. It is the adenosylcobalamin in that whole food complex. Again, making Vitatree so different. If you're just tuning in right now, of course, at Vitatree, I want you to check out all my formulations. You're never going to see anything like silicon dioxide or microcrystalline cellulose. All of these fillers that you really need to be aware of, especially the big one, magnesium stearate, the flow agent, that is so commonly found in most vitamins and supplements out there. We don't use it at Vitatree. It's never been tested to be safe for long-term human consumption. It's not magnesium, it's a chemical. And of course, we don't use it at Vitatree. The other big one, titanium dioxide, found in a lot of supplements, has now been banned in Europe. So if you're watching from a European country, you know that this has been exiled. Let's say France got rid of it first, and now, the rest of the European Union is getting rid of it. They had, a bit of time. I think they gave like a 2 or 3 year window for all the companies to get rid of it in their products, and that's for topicals, so on top, and of course ingested as well in supplements, which is important for you to know that if you don't live in Europe, maybe this is still in your supplements, you didn't even know, and you've been ingesting this every day in your so-called natural healthy supplements. So this is why I educate, because a lot of people just don't realize these things, and that's why at Vitatree, this is so different. Okay, let's go to some reviews really quickly on the Vitatree vitamin B12. All right, since I started taking this product, I've noticed my energy levels have gone up and an overall feel better. Love this product. Awesome. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for sharing your story. And this is from Nina. Nina says, quality products. I've been taking this B12 and feeling great. I don't feel slushy, fatigue, or tired during the day. I feel focused, relaxed, and sleep well. Just ordered 3 more bottles, and my adult daughter is also taking this vitamin with me. Highly recommended. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with your daughter as well, Nina. Amazing story. Thank you. And this is from Carol. Carol said, after only 2 weeks, I can see improvement in my energy level. I am so happy to have Vitatree B12, this clean quality product with no junk fillers or magnesium stearate. Yeah, isn't that, it's so great to find it. When you actually land upon Vitatree and you find the supplements, it's just such a feel-good thing. I've been told that story anyway. I know I feel good about it because I'm the formulator. And welcome on in if you're just joining us. I'm Dr. Janine, the formulator for Vitatree. Maybe you've seen me on social media. And this is our first sort of live shopping event here online. So I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It's so great to have you tuning in. For whatever reason, you caught, deal day, which is amazing. Maybe share this with your friends as well. This deal will be, so our deal day items, our Vita Detox, our Paravide. This is all about cleansing our microbiome, getting rid of those bad guys and in that messy microbiome. And this is our deal day. So this is available for the next 24 hours. It will be happening once per month, different items every month. Okay, so it's always going to be a different deal, and it's only for that one day only on our deal day items at a substantial discount that have never been seen before here at Vitatree. And then of course the probiotics is our super sale item. These are all 2-bottle offers today, so that's incredible as well. And that is at nice generous discount as well. Now we do have subscriptions available, so you can subscribe. You can also split your payment. So that's all available on the website. And if you do have those questions, just ask our Vitatree reps and they'll be able to guide you through that and even help you to place your order if you're new to Vitatree and you're not sure how to navigate things. But I think it's pretty simple. You just click, the deal day items and add that to cart and then choose if you want to go. If you do the subscription, there's a little bit more value on the subscription items, so you may want to go that way. And of course, the interest-free payments are available as well. So go to 1-844-GET-WELL, Vitatree.com. There you go. If you're not there yet, then that's where you go and you can place your orders quickly, which is amazing. All right, we are moving on. Isn't this so much fun? I have so much fun. Like I said, I've been on TV for a number of years now doing this, and I just love it. Every time I'm live, it's so much fun. It's fun for me. Hopefully it's fun for you. Hopefully you've learned something today. As we go through the different items. Our next item is the Vitatree Collagen. Now the collagen is so amazing, and this is very different, from a lot of the collagens out there. This is a hydrolyzed bovine collagen, and hydrolyzed means that it's already sort of pre-digested for you. And the great thing about the Vitatree collagen is that because it is hydrolyzed, it's not going to sit in your stomach. It's not going to make you feel kind of not so great or make you gassy or bloated, which a lot of collagens can. And because it's from grass-fed cows, we don't have to worry about some of the contamination issues in terms of what the cows were actually eating. This is a pure and a clean collagen, and those collagen peptides are amazing, as we know, for our own collagen. So whether that's for our skin, for hair growth, this is where I've seen, personally, the most dramatic changes in hair growth. We get a lot of reviews and compliments on the fact that this is so well digested and very versatile. So it is unflavored, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you how I mix it up into my coffee. So this is something that, when we're mixing the collagen, of course, it comes with a little scooper inside, and each scoop is 10 grams of collagen peptides. That's 10 grams of protein as well, which if you've followed me on social media, you know that I'm all about, especially for women, that we're upping our protein intake, that we're absolutely getting enough. So this is helping with that extra 10 grams of that protein. But I like to mix it into my hot coffee. And I'm going to show you that. So thank you to my crew behind the scenes that brewed the coffee for me. And I just mix it in and you stir it, and very quickly it will disappear in your hot coffee. Now, if you do want to do this in a cold beverage, so let's say an iced coffee, I do recommend that you're going to mix this into your hot first, so into your hot brewed espresso first, and then you're going to pour that over your cold ice and your milk. Now you will see a little bit, especially if you do this right into cold or room temperature water, you're going to see some little lumps and clumps. That's because we don't use fillers or flow agents at Vitatree. And that's not true for the industry. I know that a lot of collagen, supplements that are out there potentially are using a lot of these fillers and flow agents, not always necessarily on the packaging as well. So that is something that I want you to be aware of. And what makes this so different, again, without the fillers and flow agents, but because it is that bovine collagen, type 1 and type 3 collagen. So this is not only for your skin and for your hair, for your nail growth, but also for your elasticity. That type 1 and type 3 collagen has a lot to do with having healthy arteries and plasticity in the arteries. Great for your tendons and ligaments as well, in terms of maintaining the strength, but also a little bit of that pliability. This is your ability to maintain your mobility, okay, and your stretchiness. And as we age, we know that that goes very quickly, especially, as hormones change and things for both men and women, that you just are not as limber as what you used to be. We want to maintain that. That's a big part of our longevity, is maintaining that flexibility, elasticity, and that type 1 and type 3 collagen in the collagen supplement is amazing. So 1 scoop a day is your daily dosage on that one. There's 20 scoops per package, so check it out on the website. Of course, one of my favorites favorites, the Vitatree Collagen, one of our, big favorites as well across the entire line. Everybody loves the collagen. All right, you can bake with it. I make ice cream with it as well. It's phenomenal. All right, so circling back to our deal day item, and we have 2 of them for today's live shopping event. Of course, this is brand new here at Vitatree, so thank you for tuning in today. Share with your friends as well. This is available for the next 24 hours. That's it, all right? Or while we have quantity, because I know that things behind the scenes, it was crazy after our first hour this morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and things are flying out the door like it is crazy, all right? So be quick and get your items, but this is amazing. You could actually lock these into subscription as well if you want to do that. It's an amazing opportunity. I love that because you don't have to think about it. I like anything that's automatic. You don't have to think about it. It's going to come to you in time for your detox. With the Vita Detox is one of our deal day items, and of course our Paravide is all about getting rid of the bad guys in the microbiome, getting back to that healthier gut. When we talk about Candida cleansing, the Paravide is our Candida cleanse, getting rid of some of these bad guys in there as well, which we now know there's a lot of correlation between some of these less favorable organisms in the gut, and of course how that translates into maybe not doing so well with our overall health. And we kind of know that, some of this information gets a little bit lost. That's one of the reasons why there's a lot more information in my book. So if you really want to learn more in my latest book, The Lost Medicine, check it out if you don't yet have your copy. But these are huge offers today. So whether on subscription or a one-time, it doesn't matter to me. I just want you to try it. If you've not yet tried this type of microbiome cleansing with these types of ingredients, I really want you to do this for your own health. Maybe you know somebody who's suffering with their health, and I don't care what, they've been told that they've got going on. I don't care what it is. Start with this. I'm telling you, clean up the microbiome. It is remarkable, some of the changes that I've seen in people's health just with doing these protocols. All right, so the Paravide, 2 capsules twice a day. You do your first bottle, you take a 2-week break, then you go to your second bottle. In that 2-week break, that's when you start the Vita Detox, which is the full body detox. And again, we have that on a deal day pricing today as well. It's actually amazing that we have both of our big items in the same show today to make it easier for you to get started with the detoxing protocol. And that Paravide Detox, again, is 2 capsule, and that is twice a day. Now remember, another great thing, so when you see subscription, you can see it's a substantial discount to have this coming to you automated, and you don't have to think about it, but it's also free shipping. All right, so free shipping is amazing, and another great opportunity for you. You don't need to worry about that. All right, so thank you for everybody who's tuning in today. If you're just tuning in now, I believe you can watch the replay. It might be living on the website, so check it out. It is our deal day live shopping. Thank you for all your commenting coming in as well. Call our customer care if you do have questions. And we had great offers that we've talked about. So it was, of course, our Vita Detox, full body detox, also our Paravide for our microbiome cleansing, and putting the good guys back into the gut, and why that's so important, even for our overall immunity, and with the probiotics, and that is our super sale item. Super sales will last a couple extra days past the deal day, but remember, deal day items are only 24 hours or while supplies last. It's all about getting that healthy, clean gut. That's why we're here. That's what we're talking about. But check out all of the items that we have available on Vitatree.com. Again, I'm Dr. Janine, your formulator, your friend here at Vitatree. You've seen me online, maybe in social media as well. It was great having you here today. Thanks for shopping with us, and we'll see you next week.